Trump, you gotta pardon me. I can't do that, Diddy. It's a bad look for me. You pardoned Kodak Black? Bill's my dog, though, Puff. I'm your dog, too. We go way back. We A-framed to J-Lo together. Yes, but when I bust, you rubbed it on your nipples, and I can't get down with that.
So let me get this straight. Diddy beats women, dodges sex trafficking charges, and now Trump want to pardon him like he's some misunderstood hero? Y'all keep talking about justice, but this right here, this some elite cover-up type mess. And I promise, once we walk through this story, you're going to see just how dirty the game really is. Let's get into it. So check this. Diddy's legal team just pulled up with a fresh motion like, hey, judge, let the man out. He don't belong in jail. Bruh, what? After everything that came out in court, those freak-off parties, the manipulation, the freaking footage of him beating Cassie in that hotel, these lawyers got the nerve to say, he ain't that bad. Let him go until sentencing. Like, come on now.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They really trying to argue that since he only got hit with 2 charges under the Mann Act, you know, transporting folks across state lines for consensual sex, he shouldn't still be locked up. But let's not forget, this man's been in the Brooklyn jail since September. That's almost a year. And now he want to go home early like he behaved in class? Nah, fam. They said Diddy didn't get found guilty of the major stuff like racketeering or sex trafficking. But let's be real, he beat most of those charges on the technicality. The jury still found him guilty of transporting folks for prostitution. Not 1, but 2 counts. And the motion claims that's not enough to keep him in jail? Bruh, what planet we on? They even said in their 12-page document that this whole situation is inconsistent with DOJ policy. Basically, they saying if this was anyone else, they'd be out already. But last I checked, most people ain't got videos of them slamming their girlfriend in the hotel walls either. Just saying. Thing is, this ain't even the first time Diddy tried to play the I promise I'll be good card. The judge already looked him dead in the face during the last hearing and said, nah, you staying right here. Why? Because even though Diddy avoided the big RICO and trafficking charges, he admitted in court on record that he beat women. Yeah, admitted it. And the judge ain't let that slide. He straight up said domestic violence is violence, period. So all these lawyers talking about he's not a threat, bruh. The court already disagreed, loud and clear. You can't just show up with a fat bond package and think it erases the damage. That $50 million Diddy keep throwing around, the judge already turned that down multiple times. And let's be real, this ain't about flight risk. It's about who he is, the violence, the manipulation, the power plays. The judge said flat out that based on what they heard in trial, Diddy's still a threat to society. So now the same legal team's back like, but wait, what if we offer a 50 mil bond again? Like, bro, it's not a coupon. You don't get points for loyalty. Now, here's where it gets wild. Donald freaking Trump is seriously considering pardoning Diddy. Let that sink in for a second. The same dude who got MAGA country foaming at the mouth over Law and Order is thinking about handing a get out of jail free card to a man with a rap sheet full of abuse, freak-offs, and power trips. And you know what makes it worse? This ain't no internet rumor. This came from Deadline with sources inside the administration saying it's on the table. And when Trump got asked about it back in May, before Diddy even got convicted, he didn't shut it down. He was like, I'd certainly look at the facts.
Back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't, it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Bruh, what facts? We saw the videos. We heard the testimonies. Diddy didn't even deny most of it. He just had a legal team sharp enough to dodge the heaviest charges. Now Trump want to slide in and play superhero? Nah, this feel like a whole cover-up disguised as a mercy move. And don't let the timing fool you. This report popped up right when people started dragging Trump for still not releasing them Epstein files. Convenient, huh? Y'all don't see the play?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
This ain't about Diddy. This about distracting the public. Because the more folks talk about black celebs, the less they look at the powerful white men who've been doing the same, if not worse, and getting away with it for decades. But we not looking away this time. Let's not act brand new. Trump and Diddy been running in the same circles for decades. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, Diddy was on that Manhattan party circuit heavy. Charity events, flashy galas, yacht parties, all that bougie elite shit. And guess who else was always there, smiling for the cameras? Trump. They got photos together, laughed it up at events, probably sipped champagne while making shady backroom deals. In fact, Diddy even called Trump a good friend back in 2012.
What do you mean by that?
But fast forward to 2020, and that bromance crashed harder than Diddy's trial defense. Diddy came out swinging during the election, endorsed Joe Biden, called Trump dangerous, and told black folks we ain't got no choice but to vote blue. So now Trump's ego bruised, but here's the twist. Even with all that, he still might pardon the man. And you know why? It ain't about loyalty or justice. It's about leverage. Trump plays chess, not checkers. He don't care if Diddy talked down on him. What he does care about is looking like the hero to black voters, distracting from Epstein drama, or maybe, just maybe, Diddy offering something behind the scenes, money, public praise, a little Trump's actually a good guy post on IG. Whatever it is, this ain't no random act of kindness. This is straight up political currency. Now look, Trump don't move unless there's something in it for him. This whole Diddy pardon talk, it ain't about mercy. It's a straight up power play. Word is, Trump's people and Diddy's camp been chatting behind closed doors, trying to see what the deal is. Because let's be real, you don't leak a story like this to Deadline unless somebody wants it out there. They trying to make this pardon look like a real possibility to test the waters, gauge the public, and apply pressure. It's like, hey, Don, throw us a bone and we'll owe you. But what would Trump even want from Diddy? Could be cash, could be a public endorsement, could be as simple as getting black folks to talk about something that ain't Epstein. Because best believe Trump knows exactly who moves the internet needle. Black Twitter, black creators, we run culture. We shape the narrative. So what better distraction than Diddy, fresh out of jail, calling Trump a real one? That's how dumb they think we are. This ain't about Diddy. This is about control, optics, and silence. And if you think this power grab stops with Puff, you ain't been paying attention. Now here's where it gets spooky. A lot of folks on both sides ain't buying this pardon talk at face value. They say this ain't mercy. It's a straight up cover up. Because let's not forget what was really on the table in Diddy's trial. Freak-offs, drug-fueled sex marathons, intimidation, violence, and some VIP names that mysteriously never made it into the official record. Like how you run a 30-day trial with all that dirt and somehow it ends with 2 minor Mann Act charges. Make it make sense.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And now Trump steps in like, maybe I'll pardon him. Come on, bruh. This got elite protection written all over it. We already seen this play before with Epstein. They let that man coast through decades of evil, gave him sweetheart deals, then let him accidentally disappear in custody right before trial. And now you expect us to believe Diddy, who was literally caught on camera beating Cassie's face in, should get a presidential pass? Get out of here.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
People ain't dumb anymore. Not in 2025. They see how this media game works. distract the public with Diddy while Trump's base is out here screaming, yo, where them Epstein files at? That's why some say this whole pardon leak was strategic. Flood the timeline with black celebrity drama so nobody notices Congress trying to dodge names tied to child abuse, trafficking rings, and secret intelligence ties. And if you think that's too far-fetched, remember, Diddy and Epstein moved in the same rich circles. Both had connections to elite figures. Both got protected until the heat got too loud. So yeah, the streets ain't stupid. So here's the countdown. Diddy's sentencing goes down October 3rd. That's the next big date. And don't let that 2 minor charges talk fool you. He's still facing up to 20 years behind bars. Now, the prosecution, they want 51 to 63 months. Diddy's team trying to argue for 21 to 27. But the judge, he ain't locked into nothing. He could throw the book at Diddy just off vibes alone after everything that has came out in court. And don't forget, Diddy really thought he was walking out the courtroom after the verdict. Turned to his fam like, I'm coming home, baby. And the judge was like, nah, player.
You gonna learn today.
Back to Brooklyn you go. So now his lawyers are trying to spin this thing one more time. New bail motion, $50 million bond again, passport surrender, Miami house arrest, the whole script. They even claiming Diddy shouldn't be in jail at all because nobody else gets locked up for paying male space workers for his girlfriend to get freaky while he just watches. Bro, what?
Are you stupid or something?
Like I said, this whole thing is dirty and it ain't over because even if Diddy gets sentenced in October, an appeal is already locked and loaded. And if Trump swoops in with a pardon before or after that, forget a slap on the wrist. That's a Houdini act. And the scary part, if this works, what message that send to the next predator with money, lawyers, and connections? That justice is negotiable? That consequences got a price tag? Nah, bruh. That's a dangerous road.
If you don't help me, I'm gonna release the video of you getting your Trump rump eaten by Rosie O'Donnell. That's not fair, Puff. That hog eats everything. Fine, we'll just Epstein you. We'll fake your death and send you to a private island. Can I come too? They're trying to kill me in here. No, Tory Lanez. Now get back to your cell and get murdered like you're supposed to.
Yo, if you still watching right now, I know you see what's going on. This ain't just about Diddy. This about power, control, and how the elite keep protecting their own. This whole thing ain't about just one man. It's about what happens when you got money, fame, and friends in high places and still get treated like a victim of the system while real victims got to fight to be heard. And yo, whether Trump actually signs that pardon or not, the fact that it's even a conversation tells you everything you need to know. This ain't justice. It's a show. And the stage, been rigged. But hey, if Trump really goes through with this, how many of y'all would still go to a Diddy party after everything you seen? Drop it in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.